Okay, I want to talk about the approaching debt ceiling. I'm just going to let you guys know real quick. We've been having a bit of audio problems, but okay, I'm going to talk down kind of low because I don't want to trigger this microphone. This microphone triggers when I talk loud, so I'll talk low. We've had a bit of audio problems. We're going to get them fixed real soon. We got a new microphone coming. Probably a day or two, probably Monday or Tuesday or Wednesday or something like that. We get it fixed. Anyway, Steve Mnuchin. His name Mnuchin or something. I can't really pronounce it good, so I just call him Munchkin. Munchkin. Steve Munchkin. Anyway, he's the Treasury Secretary. And the thing is here's the thing. The debt ceiling is approaching, and by sometime later this summer, Congress will have to raise the nation's debt ceiling. Both Congress and Trump administration are starting to firm up in their positions here. And failing to raise this ceiling could lead to catastrophic effects for the world's economy because, the U.S. Treasury bonds and everything are the nation's debt is linked to the world's economy. Everybody is linked in their savings and everything to the United States and to its debt, ignoring the fact that the United States is so deeply indebted that they can never get out. It's probably the riskiest, they consider it the safest trade of all, U.S. Treasury bonds. But in actuality, it's probably the riskiest bet that you'll ever make, And the funny thing is for years now, they've considered things like Bitcoins to be a risky bet, a Ponzi scheme, and so on. Where cryptocurrencies are actually rock solid, moving aside a little bit from what they would be if they don't solve the scaling issues. That's a little bit of a problem. But once the scaling issues are solved with cryptocurrencies are actually something that's rock solid. Whereas the real unsafe bet is these treasuries, because the United States is so deep in debt that they only have one of two choices available to them: either default on the debt or print the dollar into hyperinflation. There's no other third choice. At any rate, the time frame for dealing with the debt ceiling has crept up, and the reason why it's creeping up faster than what you'd think is because the Treasury is using what's called extraordinary measures right now. Basically what this means is they have a small pool of money that they've put aside for this, and they're very quickly eating through this small pool of money. To extend the time frame on the debt ceiling by suspending some investments in federal retirement funds and slowing the pace of debt issuance. Originally, the Treasury and Office of Management and Budget indicated that the debt would hit sometime in the fall, although the exact timing was only a best estimate. So they were originally predicting it would be sometime probably around October or November that they would run out of these extraordinary measures. But something really strange is happening. Mnuchin said recently, however, that the pace of tax receipts the department generated was slower than expected over the past few months. So they're not taking in much for taxes. And this is bringing this even faster because they're chewing through this money that they have put in reserve for extraordinary measures even quicker. And so they're alarmed because they're saying now that if this debt limit is not raised by August, they're going to be in trouble. So it's much sooner than they anticipated. He says, we will be fine if they do it beforehand. But I want to emphasize, the sooner they do it, the less uncertainty there is in the market. Munchkin told reporters at a meeting with Canadian Finance Minister Bill Monroe. So it's very rapidly approaching this debt ceiling, and none of them have actually done anything on it. They're just letting it approach, and they're all holding off until the last minute where they figure they'll have some sort of a magical wand or magical solution. In a report from the Congressional Budget Office on May 5th, They said that the tax receipts between October and April were 3% below the office's projection from January. And they say this actually could be something due to tax promises that Trump has made. People are actually holding off paying their taxes. It says the reason that payments for 2016 activity were smaller than anticipated may be that income growth was weaker than expected in calendar year 2016, or that taxpayers shifted more income than projected from 2016 to later years, is expecting legislation to reduce tax rates to be enacted this year, the CBO reported. Bloomberg has also reported that wealthier Americans have been deferring tax payments on non-wage income in order to take advantage of the lower rates that Trump says is on the way. So this whole thing is coming around faster than people expect, and they don't have anything solved. And that looks like it's coming up actually for a big fight between Democrats and Republicans over this debt ceiling. And we're going to have to wait and see what happens, because in the event that the debt limit impasse were to lead to a default, it would have catastrophic effects on not just the financial markets, but also on job creation, consumer spending, economic growth. Many private sector analysts believe that it would lead to events of the magnitude of late 2008 or worse. And the result then was a recession more severe than any seen since the Great Depression. And they could put the world into this kind of a situation all over again very quickly. And this whole thing is actually rapidly approaching. So we have to wait and see what happens with this and keep a very close eye on it. I'm keeping a close eye on it for everyone out there, and watch my channel, and I'll have updates on it. I've been having updates on it. They've been letting the thing just drift by, and so far there's nothing really much been done about it, other than spend the money that they have in reserve. So thank you very much for listening. Like and subscribe, and hey, we'll catch you in the next article. Bye.